Isolationism is a foreign policy approach where a nation seeks to minimize its involvement in international affairs, focusing instead on domestic priorities and avoiding entanglements in foreign conflicts, alliances, or economic agreements. This policy is often characterized by the belief that a country's best interests are served by limiting external influences and maintaining independence in decision-making. Isolationism operates through several key features, including non-intervention, economic self-reliance, and limited international agreements. Non-intervention involves avoiding involvement in foreign conflicts or military alliances. For example, an isolationist nation might choose not to participate in a war unless its direct security is threatened. Economic self-reliance emphasizes the importance of developing domestic industries and resources to reduce dependency on international trade. This can include policies such as tariffs or restrictions on foreign imports to protect local businesses. Limited international agreements reflect a reluctance to enter binding treaties or organizations that could constrain national sovereignty. Isolationist nations may prefer bilateral agreements over multilateral commitments. Examples of isolationism include the United States foreign policy during the interwar period. After World War I, the US Senate rejected joining the League of Nations, reflecting a widespread desire to avoid future entanglements in international conflicts. Another example is Japan during the Edo period, when the Tokugawa shogunate implemented a policy of sakoku, or national seclusion, restricting foreign trade and interaction for over 2 centuries to preserve cultural and political stability. The benefits of isolationism include reduced risk of being drawn into costly or unnecessary foreign conflicts. By focusing on domestic priorities, a nation can allocate resources to internal development, such as infrastructure, education, or healthcare. Isolationism can also protect cultural and political independence, allowing nations to avoid external pressures that might compromise their values or sovereignty. However, isolationism is not without its criticisms. One major drawback is the potential for economic stagnation, as limited international trade can reduce access to markets, goods, and innovations. Isolationism can also lead to diminished global influence, making it harder for a nation to shape international norms or respond to global challenges like climate change or pandemics. Critics argue that isolationism may foster ignorance of world affairs, leaving nations unprepared for external threats or opportunities. Alternatives to isolationism include internationalism, multilateralism, and selective engagement. Internationalism promotes active participation in global affairs, emphasizing cooperation and collective problem-solving through institutions like the United Nations. Multilateralism involves building alliances and participating in international agreements to address shared challenges and foster stability. Selective engagement combines elements of isolationism and internationalism, where a nation prioritizes involvement in key areas that align with its strategic interests while avoiding overextension. These approaches offer ways to balance domestic priorities with global responsibilities, ensuring a more integrated and proactive role in international relations.